Solomon, the Mason. They call it the Craft, a secret society built on wisdom, geometry, and the ancient principles of architecture. Freemasonry traces its spiritual and philosophical roots to the greatest builder in biblical history, King Solomon. But who was Solomon really? Was he just a wise king of Israel, or was he something more, something hidden beneath layers of allegory and time? Was Solomon, in fact, a pharaoh of Egypt? To understand the very foundation of Freemasonry, we must go back to the building of Solomon's temple, the sacred structure at the heart of all Blue Lodge rituals. The temple was more than a house of worship. It was a monument to divine geometry, an earthly reflection of heavenly order. Three great figures stand at the center of this story. A trinity of builders, architects, and masons: Solomon, Hiram of Tyre, and Hiram Abiff, the master builder. Each played a vital role in constructing the temple, and each holds deep significance in Masonic tradition. King Solomon, the sovereign, commissioned the temple. Hiram of Tyre, the Phoenician king, provided the materials: cedar from Lebanon, fine gold, and artisans. And Hiram Abiff, the legendary architect, was the master craftsman who brought the temple's design to life. To this day, Freemasonry venerates the wisdom of these three kings, their balance of governance, knowledge, and craftsmanship, mirroring the very pillars of Masonic philosophy. But what if Solomon was not merely a Hebrew king? What if he was, in fact, Shishak, the powerful Egyptian pharaoh mentioned in the Bible by name? According to 2 Chronicles, after Solomon's reign, Shishak, king of Egypt, invaded Jerusalem and took all the treasures of the temple without resistance. The original Hebrew translation suggests something extraordinary, that Shishak and Solomon may have been one and the same. Ralph Ellis, in his groundbreaking work Solomon, Pharaoh of Egypt, explores this controversial theory. He identifies an Egyptian ruler who lived during the same time period as Solomon, a pharaoh so wealthy he possessed one of only 2 pure silver sarcophagi ever discovered in Egypt. This pharaoh was none other than Shishak I, also known as Shishak. Could it be that Solomon's vast wealth came not from mines, but from the tombs of Egypt's Valley of the Kings? Were the legendary mines of Solomon, in fact, the looted burial chambers of the pharaohs? If Solomon was indeed Shishak, then where was the true temple of God? In Egypt, the most ancient and revered temple was called Hiku Ptah, the house of the spirit of Ptah, the very name from which we derive the word Egypt. In Jerusalem, Solomon's temple was called Hekal Yahweh, meaning the house of Yahweh. But were these temples one and the same? Freemasonry holds sacred the tools of the builder: compasses, squares, levels, all symbols of the great architect of the universe. Ptah, the Egyptian god of craftsmanship, architecture, and creation, was venerated by builders for thousands of years before Solomon's time. If Solomon was Shishak, then the origins of Freemasonry trace not just to Israel, but to the very heart of Egyptian temple-building traditions. As above, so below, the fundamental principle of astrotheology and Freemasonry. The universe follows sacred geometry, and so do the structures built by initiates of the craft. This veneration of divine order is not only found in the temples of Egypt and Jerusalem, but in the very lineage of Solomon himself. In the New Testament, Jesus, a direct descendant of Solomon, is called the chief cornerstone. He is the foundation stone upon which a new spiritual temple is built. But even Jesus' journey reflects the Masonic tradition. As the Bible declares, "Out of Egypt I called my son." Was this merely a reference to the Exodus, or does it hint at something more? That Jesus, like his ancestor Solomon, carried forward the ancient Masonic traditions rooted in Egypt, the very traditions that shaped Freemasonry itself. Freemasonry teaches that wisdom is eternal, that the great builders of the past still whisper their secrets in the geometry of stone. From the Temple of Solomon to the pyramids of Egypt, from the Valley of the Kings to the Masonic lodges of today, the sacred art of building endures. The secrets of Solomon, perhaps of Shishak, remain hidden in plain sight, waiting for those with the vision to see. And so, the craft continues, passing down knowledge from generation to generation. The legacy of the master builders lives on, not just in stone, but in the hearts of those who seek the light. Please like, subscribe, and share to spread the knowledge. Thank you.